evening. This is the market update for Wednesday, May 29th. And tonight we're going to start off with the chart of the Dow transportation stocks. And the reason being, over the last few weeks, this has been a leading indicator both up and down for the market. Now, we had a pretty decent sized sell-off in the market today. At one point, they actually had the Dow down 170 points or so, I believe. And of course, the reason continues to be that overhang about, the Fed's going to be done soon. And that, coupled with that fear that's out there, has started to send interest rates up a little bit with money flowing into those bearish Treasury bill ETFs, those triple-double scammy ETFs. But the money's been flowing in there. Interest rates have sort of ticked up. And I was scrolling through some headlines on Yahoo Finance and was reading one about, the reason for the sell-off today was an increase in bond prices and mortgage prices, and how this huge recovery we are seeing in the housing market is going to be bad for interest rates. And then I had to step back and laugh at what I was reading, because essentially they're saying interest rates are about to break 4%! Oh my God! It's the end of the world. Housing prices are going to crash now, is the theme of the articles that are floating around there. You got to look back a couple of years ago when the housing market was at all-time highs and interest rates were 6 and 7%, guys. It's just ridiculous, some of the nonsense that gets spewed out there. But anyway, reason we jumped on the trannies today, market down 170 points, but at the worst of the day, Dow Transports really we're down about 80 points or so, and then going into the last hour, down 40 points. And the reason I bring that up is, if this really was Armageddon in the indices, we would have seen more damage in the Dow Transports. And today was actually a pretty big Fed pump day, $3.5 billion in Fed money into the market. So kind of a surprise that we sold off. We usually don't sell off on those days, but if I was to go back and look at some notes, I would probably find out that if we do sell off on those days, we bounce back the next day. Now, the Dow Transports closed underneath the 20-day exponential today, and that rarely happens for more than a couple of days. We've got RSI at the 50 level, stochastics approaching the 20 level, so the stage is set for a bounce back. Now, we could see further weakness tomorrow in it, but we've got what seems to be very, very strong support at the 50-day moving average, not too many points below. Now, a look at the Dow daily chart. You can see we held up above the 20-day exponential today. We held the uptrend line as well. We're working off some of that overbought condition right now. And if we look to the 15-minute chart, you recall in the last video I talked about this expanding wedge that was in place here. And when the market was down, 150, 165 this morning, I had mentioned that we got to the bottom of that expanding wedge, and we'd probably see a bounce back. And that I wouldn't be surprised if we pushed green, or at least saw a big chunk of those losses pulled out. And we actually did. I mean, when you consider from the lows of the day, granted, we had some nonsense into the close, actually, that was seen across a lot of stocks. Weird-ass closes, stocks that would be trading at $1.55, closing at $1.49. Plug, we'll go into that later, was at 44 cents. Somehow miraculously getting closed at 41 cents, and I can go over and over and over. And actually, I have a theory that whenever you see that on strong stocks, the next day they actually pop. It's just the crooks going out there looking to steal shares. But anyway, we're still in this, overbought condition in the market. But, being that it was red today on a Fed pump, we've got more money coming in tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised to see the story change and all of a sudden people not be talking about the Fed pulling back. The Fed is not going to pull back. They're talking about how they're going to pull back. They pull back and everything will implode. They're not going to pull back for quite a while, in my opinion. And a lot of the chatter you're hearing out there are people who've missed this rally, who want to dip so they can get in. And that's all we're going to say on that. Russell, A little bit of a dip on it today, held above the 20-day exponential, so that's a good sign. Let's see what happens tomorrow. We're seeing a lot of money and a lot of momentum coming into the small caps and the mid cap stocks. It's been a phenomenal week in the alternative energy stocks. I mean, wow, some of the percentage moves we've seen. Actually, let's jump into some of those. PLUG, look at that. Almost 100% gain for us in the last week, and looking very, very nice, especially with the huge spike in BLDP, which is a partner with Plug. This one just romping, and the PopScan has been on fire finding these alternative energy stocks. I mean, one of them today, CLS or LSN, monster over the last 2 days. 50% gainer over the last 2 days. It has been on the PopScan for the last 2 days. Very nice buy triggers and has been exploding off those buy triggers. Today's buy trigger was $1.20, traded as high. What did it end up as? 160, 33% move on this one today. This is a cancer biotech, so we're paying really close attention as well to the cancer stocks. Has not been a whole lot of noise on them so far in the last month. And ASCO, the big cancer conference, starts this weekend. So stocks like CLSN is starting to bring the attention into these plays. And actually one we were looking at very late in the day was RGDX. This one just spiked big time a week ago, up to 179 when they announced they're going to be presenting data at ASCO. And it's consolidated over the last few days, and big volume pop late in the day and a breakthrough at $1.50. The real close on this stock was actually $1.54, but again, the crooks that were holding it back, somehow they were able to cross a print of at 149, even though the bid was 154. So let's see what happens tomorrow on this one. But this could see a nice little move over the next 2 days, especially on this flag breakout to the 170 plus area, with very, very strong support at 140. And, you know, the chart looks good, and they're going after biotech stocks. I think are going to start to get some nice little moves here over the next couple of days. TXCC, this is one we've been playing for the last couple of weeks. Finally got that range breakout today on very, very big volume. And the reason I mentioned the volume is this was one of the highest volume days we've seen since the last big move back in January on TXCC, where it went from 65 cents all the way up to $1 plus over the course of a couple of days. And the volume here, there could be some significant upside, especially on this chart. We've got, 60 to 70 cents as a target range, but the 200-day moving average at 78 cents, a full gap fill, is not out of the question. Chart looks really, really solid here. It had very strong buying volume today on a down market, which can also be viewed as a bullish development for the chart going into the next couple of days. HEB, trading alert on this one today. If you didn't see the news, it seems that the new bird flu that's out there, the Chinese bird flu, is now resistant to Tamiflu, which has been the drug used to protect against all these bird flus over the last few years. HEB, in clinical trials, their Ampligen drug was used to boost the effectiveness of Tamiflu in clinical trials. So if Tamiflu is not being effective, one would think the first thing they're going to be doing is trying to see if they can boost it with combo drugs. And, the way this chart is set up, and the way PLUG romped over the last week from the same price area looks very, very attractive here with support at 19.520 cents. Got a nice downtrend breakout today. First target, 25.26 cent area. RSI up through 50, positive MACD cross, downtrend break on stochastics, looking very, very good. And this is also a play on SARS. SARS has now spread to Europe. Someone in France actually died from it. They contracted it in Saudi Arabia, and it's starting to get the same kind of, the world is ending press releases from WHO and CNN, etc. And, we had some of the flu stocks wake up on that, and these guys are, a play on both of it. And with the little penny stocks doing very, very well, nice risk reward on this stock over the next couple of days. Quick mention on HTM. Nice little shakeout. Well, I wouldn't call it nice. A shakeout today The market sold off, so the weekends dumped out of it, and this is an Amex stock, and the Amex crooks can smell when they can steal shares really, really cheaply, and someone actually sold shares at 37 and change today, then all the way back up to the highs of the day. That's how this game works. So patience play on this one. These alternative energy stocks continue to blow up left and right, and it's funny. This is the profitable one, the only one that actually makes money, and it's still waiting for a breakout move. So a little bit of patience on this one. I like it for swing play simply based on the fact that it's profitable and it's a cheapo, and the alternative energy momentum only adds to the story. Last but not least, quick mention on YFRM paid promotion stock. Very nice volume on this one today. As you can see, nice bottoming action. 5 cents sets it free, and then it's got a possible chance of a move to 6 to 7 cents where the next breakout comes in. You've got RSI about to break 50. Very, very nice volume on it. Stochastics in the basement, and the last time it got volume this big was when it went on that run to 33 cents. So let's see if this one gets some nice follow through tomorrow, and it's got very strong support at 3.9/4 cents. So that is it for the video, guys. If you've got any questions, shoot me an email. Feedback, buysellshort.com. Have a great evening, and see you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Goodbye.